Have you ever looked around at all your smart home gadgets and felt like, well, like you're not really in charge? That your smart home isn't really living up to its name? Today, we're going to dive into how you can take back control and build a home that's truly intelligent, all based on the fantastic ideas in the book Home Assistant Smart Home for Beginners. I mean, think about it for a second. Have your smart lights ever just stopped working because your internet went out for a few minutes? Or have you ever wondered where all the data from your cameras and sensors is actually going? If you're nodding along, you're not alone. That right there is the big frustration that keeps a connected house from feeling genuinely smart. So here's the deal. It really comes down to a tale of two smart homes. Most of what's out there is based on cloud control. That means everything depends on some company's servers, somewhere out on the internet. Your data gets collected, the service can shut down, poof, your expensive gear is now a paperweight, and you might even be paying a monthly fee for the privilege. But then there's the other way, local control. And this is where things get really interesting. That powerful alternative is a community-driven platform, and it's called Home Assistant. It was basically built from the ground up to fix all those problems we just talked about, the dependency, the privacy concerns, and who's really in control. Okay, so what is it exactly? The best way to think about it is as the central brain for your entire smart home. It's a single piece of software, totally free and open source, that you run yourself. It doesn't live on some random corporate server. It lives right there in your house on your hardware. And that's huge because it keeps your data private and puts you right back in the driver's seat. And here is one of its absolute superpowers. You are not locked into one single brand, not even close. With over 2,500 built-in integrations, you can get devices from all these different companies to finally talk to each other. That smart bulb from one brand, it can now work perfectly with a motion sensor from a totally different one. You get total freedom to pick the best tool for the job. It all boils down to these four core ideas. Local first means your automations always work, internet or not. Private by design means you own your data, period. Because it's open source, a whole global community is constantly improving it. And maybe the best part, no subscription fees, ever. You're basically future-proofing your home. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great, but it also sounds complicated. Do I need some giant server in my basement? Absolutely not. Let's take a look at the hardware because it's way more accessible than you'd think. The book lays out three really simple paths. For total beginners, there's the Home Assistant Green. It's literally a little box you just plug in and it works. Easy. If you like to tinker a bit, a Raspberry Pi is a fantastic and cheap option. And for the power users out there who want to run everything on it, a used mini PC can give you incredible performance for well under $100. There really is a path for everybody. Now, here's a super important piece of the puzzle. A lot of the most affordable and reliable smart devices out there, they don't use Wi-Fi. They use a different language called Zigbee. So to speak that language, you just need a simple little USB stick. Think of this $30 gadget as your universal translator. It unlocks this massive world of great sensors and switches. And once you have your hardware, getting it running is just 4 simple steps. You download the software. You use a super easy tool to write it to a drive. It's like drag and drop in a file. You plug it all in, and then you just follow the setup guide in your web browser. No complex coding, I promise. Okay, the system is running. Now we get to the magic. This is the part where you stop telling your home what to do, and it starts anticipating what you need. And it's all done through something called automations. The secret sauce here is that every single automation is built like a simple recipe. It has 3 parts. A trigger, that's the thing that kicks it off. A condition, that's an optional rule that has to be true, and an action, that's what you want to happen. So, when this happens, if this is true, then do that. That's really it. So, let's walk through a classic first automation that delivers that immediate wow moment, having lights turn on all by themselves when you walk into a room. So here's the recipe. The trigger is the sensor in the hallway detecting motion. The condition is we only want this to happen if the sun has already set, right? No need to turn on lights during the day. And the action? Turn on the hallway light to a nice, soft 50%. Simple, logical, and so incredibly useful. All right, pretty cool, right? Let's kick it up a notch with something that makes your home feel genuinely intelligent, the welcome home scene. So get this, the trigger is your phone. It acts like a little presence sensor. The moment it connects to your home Wi-Fi, Home Assistant knows you've arrived. And if you were previously away, it automatically fires off the action. turning on the entryway and living room lights to the perfect welcoming glow. You haven't touched a single thing. Now that is a smart home. Once you get the hang of those basics, this whole new world just opens up because Home Assistant can do so much more than just lights and switches. A huge feature the book highlights is the energy dashboard. You can see exactly where every single watt of your electricity is going. And that knowledge is power, literally. You can see your HVAC is the biggest energy hog and then create smart automations to cut down its usage, saving you real money every single month. And it just keeps going. You can build your own DIY security system with no monthly fees. You can set up incredibly detailed climate controls. And for the really adventurous, you can even build your own custom smart devices from scratch using a wild tool called ESP Home, programming tiny little microchips to do just about anything you can imagine. But with all of that incredible power, the book offers this one crucial piece of advice. Start simple. Get 1 or 2 basic automations working perfectly. A reliable system that just makes your life a little bit easier every day. That's the goal. You can build on that success one small step at a time. So that's a really quick tour of how you can take back control. We've seen how making that shift from cloud-based gadgets to a local, private system like Home Assistant gives you all the power. It's a journey from just having a bunch of separate devices to having a truly unified, intelligent home that works for you. Which really just leaves one question to think about. What's the first thing you would automate?